She was a problem on one job. It was a job that we did with Master P's brother, C Murder, I believe. I called her up and be like, yo, can you come do this video, blah, blah, blah. So she came down, but then she just was like, again, she came in with that funky attitude. She arguing with this person and that person. I ain't doing shit. I need to get my money, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, I already told you you're gonna get paid. What's your problem? You know? She just was mad. I don't even know what to tell you, man. She just came in like she just was mad that day. She was probably the best looking girl there, no bullshit. And when you put her in front of the camera, she came off, she looked good, she did what she needed to do. But, yeah, she was a problem otherwise. She was paying ass.
That's what I love about 112. They was like, they ain't want nothing to do with her. You know what I'm saying? How she was acting on the video shoot.
We kicked her off the you already know video set. She was just popping like, you know, she was doing us a favor, and, you know, we didn't pay her what normal artists would pay her for her video, and, you know, really like she really would rather be somewhere else because she got this books that she got to do, and we were just like, you know what? Just exit off.
She don't represent class, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion, and in none of our opinions, you know what I'm saying? So it's not hot to have Superhead in 112's video. That's not sexy.
Me being the casting director in this business, her name has came up quite a bit, you know, over the past few years. Me personally, I have nothing against her because I was smart enough not to fuck with her. I remember her saying that if you don't like what's in this book, the guy shouldn't have did it. Well, I think it's a two-way street. She chose to do that route. She chose to be the girl in the Mystical video without the top. She chose to be that. She chose to be with the guys and do what she does with the guy. No one ever forced her.
I think Superhead got used up by the game, but I think she allowed herself to get used up by the game. Again, I don't know what the hell happened to her in her early life, but something fucked her head up. I don't think she had much self-worth for herself, so she carried herself like that. And you know, we in the entertainment business, you got all type of vultures around.
If you giving something to someone, they're gonna take it. So if you're giving this out like that, yes, the industry and the people that's involved is gonna take it as long as you're giving it. If you don't wanna give it, you don't have to give it.
She didn't have to get nobody no head. She wasn't made, it was by choice, not by force. As you read, she said something she enjoyed doing.
I think once you know that that's an asset, or you use it as an asset, then yeah, it becomes, that's your telling point. And I think that's where she succeeds at.
She was a gamer that could be gamed. And I think she was realizing she was being gamed, but just didn't give enough a fuck about herself to even stop the game from happening.
I don't think she's victimized any more than most women entering an inherently sexist industry are victimized. But she elected to put herself in that position. There's choice involved.
She wanted to kick it with some stars, and that's what she did. She was kicking it with big-time celebrities, shit, big chillin', living the lifestyle a lot of hoes would want to live, but a lot of bitches just don't kick it with niggas that long like she did. She kicked it. She was, you know what I'm saying, she was a kick it bitch.
At the time, Corinne seemed like she wanted to have a career just doing whatever she needed to do to make money. I think that she was just mad and she felt like niggas had got over on her and she was trying to figure out a way how to get back at motherfuckers. But music videos was making her money, so she was going to make money like that.
Hip hop is not my world. I don't live in that. I tried it for a year, I didn't like it, went back to Hollywood. What people don't understand either is that when you look at the dates in the first book, that was only a good year and a half of wild and crazy times. It just seems like a long time because there's so much going on in that year and a half. It's like college. It's like your first couple years of college, and you leave your mom and your dad's house and you go nuts. I had just gotten divorced and I deserved to go crazy. I deserved those 2 years.
Yeah, she's went through a lot in her life, and I've read some of the book, and I believe a lot of the shit she's saying in there is just to make people feel sorry for her and give her a reason for being so, you know, whorish.
They had a game they played where her homegirl was set it up where a nigga put $1,000 on the table and they bet the Superhead can make the nigga bust a nut in like so much amount of time. Them bitches was making racks off that shit.
I done heard all kind of shit, like when she was dealing with Murder Inc., you know, they paid her $200 to suck everybody's dick for the whole day. Like this crazy, unbelievable shit.
It's not unusual, it's not weird, there's nothing weird about that. That's high school, that's college. For some people, it's their entire, that's like Janice Dickinson's whole life. Well, fucking forgive me, I did it for a year. Okay.
Corinne wouldn't be able to hide from her sordid past, and her two worlds collided when on August 25th, 2000, Vivid Video released Mr. Marcus's Cool Spot.
When the movie came out, the girl in the movie was called Honey. So I remember getting little emails and I was like, yo, who's that Honey chick? And you know, porn fans are really particular. Once they sexually connect with that person, it's, you know, it's on. They want to see that progression, that continuance of a steady stream of work. But I think people were looking for her. Honey, where's Honey? But then mainstream motherfuckers like, oh shit, that's the girl I was just kicking it with, or the groupie who was at the concert, or whoever the fuck she was doing. And that's in those circles, those cats were like, yo, we got Corinne on tape. It's official. You know, we know this girl. And then the fact that she's in a music video, now she's in a magazine, her profile starts building up. And afterwards, I ran into her on a music video set. And that's when I started noticing she was doing other things. She was like, don't tell anybody what we did. You know, and I was like, shit, they all gonna know. You know what I mean? The movie's out. Her whole thing was always to like distance herself from me. I was like, really? You know, I'm not the bad guy. You know, I'm not trying to dog you out.
Everything was cool until the movie came out. You know, the bitch got to tripping about the shit and all that. But I mean, that's just part of the game. You can't stop it, man. Once you sign the model releases and shit, we got your IDs and shit, man. It's getting out there, man.
You know, there are nights when you sit up, I think we all do, and you question your entire life. Like, why was I even born? I don't understand. And I've had nights like that.
Corinne's life would quickly become a study in the excesses of Hollywood. Between all of the wild industry parties, partaking in the drug and alcohol scene, and living way beyond her means, she eventually found herself broke and homeless. Corinne was living out of her car and crashing with almost anyone who was willing to put up with her for a few nights.
She called me one day out of nowhere. I hadn't talked to her in a minute. She called me one day and said that, you know, she was having some problems. She was living out of her car. When I say she was living out of her car, it was like front seat loaded up with shit. I don't want to say bag woman, but pseudo. You know what I mean? Like she was kind of rolling like that then. So she asked if she could stay with me for a couple days. I had like a 2-bedroom place. So I said, it's cool. She came over.
What kind of roommate was she? What did you do when she was there?
Talk. She didn't do anything but talk. Like, I didn't know she was Superhead. I just knew her as Corinne. And then when she told me she was Superhead, I was like, whoa, Superhead? I was like, you're Superhead? She was like, yeah. I said, you're a Superhead. Like the girl I've been hearing about doing all this shit in the videos. And she was like, yeah. I think at that time it kind of defined her, you know what I mean? I don't think she thought that it was going to end up being what it ended up being, but she used it to help define who she was, and it made her stand out from the rest of the girls.
Now, what kept you from getting on her?
Her being Superhead, actually. First of all, I didn't want her to think that I was just like gonna try to like jump on her because she was at the crib, so it wasn't gonna come off like that. But then, after I found out she was Superhead, I really said, I don't want to fuck with it. And me and her were just cool, you know. We just had conversations and it was cool. But even the conversations that we would have back then, she just would expose too much about herself. It would be a lot of grimy shit, but she felt like she was proud of it. Like I think she didn't recognize how to define herself. So all of this shit that happened, good or bad, she used that and said, yo, this is how I am and this is Superhead. She told me she was writing a book. She was telling me, well, she didn't say names already now, so she was telling me she was gonna say this shit about Shaq and Tigger and all this other shit she said she was gonna say. But I didn't really think she was really gonna do it. And I was telling yo, I don't know if that's cool. And she always felt like she had got or something, so she had to get what she had to get real quick, you know?
Yeah, I am. I'm very cynical. That's not because of the book, though. That's because of Los Angeles. LA does that to you. That's why the books came about.
There's a friend of mine who used to cut her hair when it was short. And he said that she was sitting in her car and she had a box with backstage passes and tickets to concerts and all this stuff from her life. And she said to him, my whole life is in this box. And she said, it's cool, I got something for them niggas. She said, all of that shit that I went through, it was just homework.